publishers, my name is Chris Michaud, better known in the gaming community as Moderator Chris from the Flip the Table podcast. And I'm really excited to tell you about my new game, Roll Estate. It's a roll and write game for 2 to 5 players, takes about a half an hour to play, and it puts you in the role of a real estate entrepreneur attempting to turn 5 dice into cold, hard cash. And the good news is, I happen to be in the middle of the game right now with a couple of my imaginary friends. Why don't you come over and I'll show you how it works. The name of the game in Roll Estate is to make the most money, and there's a few different ways that you can do that. The city has 8 neighborhoods in the game, each with a group of 2 or 3 rental properties. Those are the spaces with the house icon on top. If you accumulate those rental properties fast enough, then you can open up businesses like a video store, a bookstore, or maybe even a money factory. Why not? You can also make money by controlling shares of the mass transit system, by growing some of your liquid assets in the stock market, or if you feel real lucky, you can buy a Pick 5 lotto ticket and see if you win the jackpot. Right now it's my turn, so I'm going to pick up the dice and roll them up to 3 times, keeping whatever I want in between rolls. This turn I'd like to get a rental property, so I'm going to choose a neighborhood on my sheet and then follow the instructions on the left side of the sheet to tell me which dice qualify for that neighborhood. I'm then going to add up the total of all the qualifying dice and write that number in one of the empty rental property spaces. Now, where I put that number is important because the numbers on your rental properties must increase in value from left to right. So in this case, the 4 is no good because it's not higher than my 8 in Quackenbush Circle. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 6s to write a 12 in Dresden Plaza. I'll put it right here in the middle to leave myself some wiggle room on either side. Now it's my friend Janine's turn. And good news for her, she rolled a quadruple. That's a set of 4 matched dice. She'll add up the 4 5s and write down a 20 in Wayne Heights. And because she claimed the last rental property in the row, she gets to open up a business, in this case the airport. Businesses are important not only because they're worth more than rental properties, but because they're also unique. Because she opened up that airport, me and Kylie have to cross it off our sheet. Luckily for Kylie, she also got a quadruple on her turn, gets to claim a space in Wayne Heights, and opens up the money factory. Great news for her, not so much for me. It's back to my turn, and I was able to roll a sequence of 4 numbers, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means I can claim the yellow line in the mass transit system. Like businesses, mass transit routes are unique. Once you get one, everyone else needs to cross it right off their sheet. You score for your mass transit routes based on how many you can collect, so $50 for only one, up to $250 if you can capture all 4. It's Janine's turn, and she's going to take this roll and put it into her liquid assets, just by adding up the value of all the dice and writing that number in the space. Liquid assets by itself is just worth its own value in dollars, in this case $27. But you can grow your liquid assets by investing in the stock market. And the way that you do that is by rolling sequences of 5. Janine already captured 1 index earlier in the game, so she'll get to multiply her liquid assets by 5. If she rolls another sequence of 5 later on, she'll get to multiply it by 10 for a cool $270. Now it's Kylie's turn, and on her first roll, she managed to get 4 matched dice. So she's decided to try to win the jackpot in the Pick 5 lotto. Let's see if she can do it. Not quite. Bingo! 5 matched dice for $150. Now, each turn of the game, you must use your roll somewhere if you can. You're not allowed to just pass. But in the rare instance you end up with a roll that you just can't put anywhere, the penalty for that is to lose interest in one of the neighborhoods in your city. You choose a neighborhood and cross out any empty rental properties in that neighborhood. You'll still score for any progress you did manage to make, but you're no longer allowed to capture rental properties or open a business in that neighborhood. The game continues until one player opens a 3rd business, or until one player runs out of rental properties to claim. When that happens, you play out an even number of turns and then add up all your dollars. The player with the most cash is the winner, and that's how you play Roll Estate. I've gotten a lot of really amazing positive feedback on Roll Estate through playtesting. I've heard a lot of good things from families and casual gamers who like it because it's easy to teach and it's lighthearted. But I've also gotten a lot of great feedback from people who tend to play heavier and more complex games, who appreciate it because it's interactive. It's a game where you really need to pay attention to what other people are doing in order to plan the best strategy. And even though there's a lot of luck and dice rolling, the decisions that you make really do matter from beginning to end. You can play a more conservative strategy and try to stay out of people's way, or you can play an aggressive strategy and really try to butt heads and interact with people. And because it suits that variety of play styles, I believe it's going to have a very broad appeal. And if you agree, if you like what you've seen in this video, you can reach me at contactflipthetable@gmail.com. You can reach out to me on Twitter @tableflipsyou, and I would love to talk to you about the possibility of bringing Roll Estate to a wider audience. Let's get together and make some real money.